Do you want me to hold it so you can?
It's right here.
Well, we both need to talk into it, so maybe put it in the middle of us. Like, not with your headphones, because you're going to be yelling otherwise.
Oh, right.
You got your headphones on, and you got this thing in your hand, and you're like,
I'll hold this.
how do we want to do this? Do you want to, should I just?
Just start at the beginning of the story.
Right. So,
you know, when I think about our extended family, I always felt like growing up I was the odd man out. But now I think it's all relative. Like, you know, my entire life I got made fun of for having a big nose. People call me Gonzo. And so I always thought this nose was kind of my obstacle to greatness. And then recently, I was getting fitted for a hat as an actor, and the guy goes, "You have an unusually small head." After all these years, I found out that my nose was perfect. It was my head that was small.
Wait, how did?
You see what I'm saying? So, like, you know, like in terms of the family, maybe I'm not the one who's out of place.
Rav,
maybe it was an analogy
Rav,
between the nose.
can you just start the story? So start it with the trip to India.
Right. So, the story starts 2 years ago. Here in LA, I had just broken up with Audrey, and I was miserable. We'd been together for 2 years, and I had never told Mom and Dad about her. In fact, they were freaking out because, you know, here I was, almost 30, never married, which in our culture is like
Code red.
code red. And to make things worse, 2 weeks after this breakup, I had to go on our annual family trip to India.
Beta, when are you going to get married?
You know, the later you show up to a restaurant, the more limited the menu. Raja, you're killing us.
Zone 2? No?
Do you want us to die without the grandchildren? You know, Champa, I don't even think he wants to get married. Don't do what Geeta did to us.
You and your sister can't live together forever.
If he wanted to get married, he would be married.
Jimmy gone MIA. Come back, Jimmy.
You know that girl in Eat, Pray, Love? You know, she goes through a breakup, goes on the existential journey to India to get over depression, find out what she really wanted in life. I was that girl. Except my family was with me the entire time. The entire time.
Let's go, Geeta.
Kids, come on!
Oh, you have to buy one now. The guy's been working.
I wore the wrong underwear. I'm telling you, I feel everyone's looking at...
No, you're fine.
I look too sexy for this.
When did you start wearing boxer briefs? I'm a classy guy.
And behind the camera was you, sister.
Yeah.
Documentary filmmaker, but by no means a cinematographer. That's why for the next hour and a half, we will be treated to footage that is out of focus, poorly framed, and often has a microphone in the upper right-hand corner.
We are having a great time with the family. Next time, we are going to come with the grandchildren.
Here's the thing. In Mom and Dad's eyes, I had never had a girlfriend, and I had no idea how to get a girlfriend.
Right.
So in their mind, it's like, hey, we're going to India, it's our last chance, and maybe we can get him to get married the way we did.
Why do our marriage survive at a higher rate than the American marriage where you say, I have to be falling in love and it has to click, where you know the girl for a year or two, and the way American do, and they still 50% of the marriages fail. The reason is compatibility, value, the belief.
Yeah.
Like we got married, me and Mom, I only talked to her 10 minutes.
Does that mean you think that works for me as well?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you ask me,
Yeah.
100% I believe from the
100%.
bottom of the heart.
Yeah.
Not even a doubt. Everything affects our thinking and liking whether you're going to put up with a person or not. If your food habits are different.
Food habits is the first reason?
No, I'm giving you a reason at
I
random.
want to focus on a girl who has same value in the life and have been raised same way you have, and especially keeping in mind the religion is same.
Now, we are not saying every Indian family is good for you. That is why we select.
You have to check the family in the background because you only get 10 minutes to meet the person. Whereas I'm saying you date the person. You get a better sense of who a person is by spending time with that person than by finding out that
That's
they're from the
why
family.
there's a matchmaking.
Ah.
If this girl is good with that boy, but that boy is good with this girl. So everybody's good because everybody get married at the end. All the girls and all the boys get married.
What would be the downside of me marrying a white girl?
A white girl, okay.
Let's say American. Let's say a white American girl.
No, how can we tell it? What's your again now? Right?
Here's where it gets a little tricky. I have a huge family, all last name Patel. And here's the thing, they're all married to Patels. See, these are the rules of being a Patel. You're supposed to marry someone who's also named Patel. Now, it's not incest, it's like a caste thing. It means that they're from this small little region of India.
Where we come from, actually, our hometowns, probably, I want to say 90% is Patels.
The story starts, she's from Anand, I am from Darbaj. My brother got married to her sister.
I was only 18, she was 14.
We decided that both families, liked each other.
And then we were told that we are going to meet each other at this person's house. And our parents were waiting outside, and we went in a room, given 5 minutes to take care of it. And we had a guy in the middle of it, so there's no hanky-panky.
In India, the girls don't have much of a say in those days. Girls have to get married to whoever parents say. So I said, nope, that's not fair. I said, if you have anything in your mind, you want to marry somebody else, let me know, and I will say no. So that way, you don't have to say no.
I went back and told my family, I said, this is the girl I want to marry.
It took 5 minutes, though.
We
right?
never
We
said
came out
anything,
and-
just hi, hello, and that's it.
and
Let's
parents
get
said,
married.
"Oh,
And let's get
got
married.
This is a map of Gujarat state.
Right.
Right? There are two kinds of Patels everywhere. Called Levwa Patel and a Kadwa Patel. આપણે લેવા પટેલ કહેવાય.
And I'm supposed to get a girl from where?
Well, ideally, if you look at it, ideally from any Kanam area, it's a triangle. That would be ideal for Patel. That is the primary, okay? We also have relationship in the green area here. And here Charotar Patel are બધા. There are 11 gams here. They are not Levwa Patel. They are called Uda Patel. Oh, there is another Patel, Uda Patel.
So if I found a girl from this Kaparvanj in Kedah, you're shaking your head already. That's way too far. How far apart do they have to be for it to be justified?
Well, usually there should be no relation.
Because everyone's probably still, a lot of these people are probably still related way down the road.
I'm pretty sure they are at some point. But I don't know that much history of it.
Before we go any further, let me just take you back.
Take it from the top. 1, 2.
India, 1945. Dad entered the world. 22 years later, Dad's entire village pooled their money to send him to America.
You know, I came to America with $8 in my pocket. That's all I had. Look at me now.
1967, Dad enrolled at Michigan Tech. He and 6 other guys from India shared one room and one bank account.
You know, I had to look up every word in the dictionary. Every word. Having a weak English lexicon left me feeling lugubrious, acrimonious, cantankerous. I'm sorry, am I being superfluous? Look at me now.
1972, Dad's dad called him and told him,
It's time to get married.
Dad flew to India, got an arranged marriage, came back with Mom.
You know, some people, they date, then they get married. We did it opposite. Look at me now.
I don't know how they fell in love, but they are the happiest couple I've ever seen. 1975, you were born.
Yep.
3 years later, I was born. I had a very happy childhood, but the older I got, the more I lived a double life. At home, I was Indian Ravi. I spoke Gujarati, hung out with Indians, I watched Indian movies. Outside the house, I was American Ravi.
Hi, Mom.
I spoke English, hung out with Americans, watched American movies. My dating history is short. Growing up, dating wasn't allowed. In fact, if a girl ever called a house, there was an interrogation afterwards.
Right.
The expectations were clear. I was gonna have a perfect Indian wife. She'd be a wonderful mother, a great cook. That was the plan. So I was shocked when the first girl I really fell for was
Hey, we're on hayride.
a redhead from Connecticut. Audrey was my first and only girlfriend, ever.
Okay, I look a little weird because I'm on night vision.
We're gonna get in trouble. You're really high up.
You know, we were pretty serious.
Madonna. See what I'm talking about? Oh, he's a painter? He's a computer guy?
She has so many amazing qualities. I mean, just that she could dance at a drop of a hat for no reason. She has a lot of sensibilities that most 50-year-old mothers have. She loves a good how-to book, any puppy videos.
Aww.
If there's a video online where people are crying, she's watching it and she's crying too. I mean, we were together for 2 years, and it definitely felt like, okay, it's time to tell mom and dad that she exists.
That was good, right?
But somehow there was still something else inside me, like in my gut, that just didn't sit well, and I didn't really know what it was.
Is there a term for it? The Indian problem?
I said, look, I just can't live this double life anymore. You know, I can't hide this relationship from my parents. It's not fair to you or them. And I don't know, I just couldn't do it anymore. So we broke up.
I think you ought to meet some girl and see some. How open are you that if you feel you found the right girl, that you'll get married?
It's not the idea of marrying a girl that's a problem. I 100%, I would get married. You know, I'm 29, I want to be married. But for me specifically, I don't want to, you know, doing it like a job interview.
Ravi, slow down.
In a best case scenario, I think I can marry a girl 6 months after meeting her.
That is no problem, Ravi. Marry after 1 year, I don't have a problem. I saw 12 girls before I saw mom.
Hey, that was different though, man.
No. Let me tell you the process.
I know the process.
No. You allow me to tell you anyway. If you know, then ignore it, okay? The process I went through 40 years ago is not the same anymore now. It has changed substantially. When we show you girl, if you like the girl, if you think she's right and she's good, we arrange for you and her to meet. You and her can even go out, go to a movie, go to a restaurant,
right.
Go out for a walk. If you think you want to meet again, meet few days later on your own somewhere else. You go out, in other words, just like American dating system. If you are inclined to do, we can show you some very nice girls, Ravi.
That gets me stressed out just thinking about it.
I think I just never questioned that I would find the girl I want, and I would find her in kind of a normal American way, like in the movies.
Ray!
Excuse me. In the middle of nowhere.
Can I help?
It would be romantic.
You complete me.
You had me at hello.
And I wouldn't need my parents to do it for me. Because it's pathetic. I mean, they're setting up the dates.
Right.
In my case, they're probably texting me in the middle of it.
And then you're waiting to find out whether you get a second date. Not from her, but from mom and dad.
From mom and dad. It's like exactly the relationship I have with my acting agents. Like, they'll call me up and be like,
Raja, darling, baby, good news. Talk to Seema's parents. Looks like they want to bring you in for a callback. Wasn't coffee? So here's the deal. It's going to be Friday night. You're going to take her to Chinese. Now listen, they love you. Don't do anything new. Same stuff, nothing tricky. We're hearing it's between you and two guys named Raj. All right? Oh, yeah, Ravi, good luck. Don't blow it. Hit the girls.
So the next stop was Dad's village.
right.
There's literally a pile of crap everywhere you go. You figure out how to potty train a cow, right?
Yeah.
Dad's village is like the belly of the beast.
Right, because we're related to everybody.
Yeah, and they all immediately had one question. Imagine the most annoying person in your family who's kind of always in your business, asking all sorts of questions, and you're trying to just get out of the situation.
Now imagine an entire village filled with that person. Like in The Matrix, you know, where that bad guy is like multiplying over and over again.
What's his name? Dad's one of the most respected people I know, but Mom might be an even bigger deal because she is known as a matchmaker. So it's a huge failure in Mom's eyes that her own kids aren't married, and she's the best in the business. December's actually wedding season in India, meaning Indians from all over the world come to India not just to meet each other, but
To marry.
to marry each other.
Yeah.
Everyone except for us.
સિલેક્શન કેમ કર્યું આ સારી છોકરી હતી ને છોકરી સારી હતી અને નેચર વાઇઝ સારી હતી નેચર અને પ્લસ ફેમિલી બધું જાણીતું હતું હવે દાગ નથી લાગતું તો પણ નહીં ના આટલું મોટું લાઈફનું આટલી બિગ સ્ટેપ કરે તો વાવ.
Let me tell you how we do it. We look at her education, કે કેવું છે બરાબર ભણે છે કે નહીં. Then we look at her family, કે એના parents શું કરે છે. Why? If they are coming from an educated family, then girl is going to have certain characteristic. પછી એના પેરેન્ટ્સનું રેકમેન્ડેશન કોને આપેલું છે. લાઈક મને રેકમેન્ડ કરે અશોક કે તારા રવિ મારે આ છોકરી શૂટ થશે. Now when he make that judgment, it carries some weight. કારણ કે એની પાસે 5 કેનાર આવે ને તો he's not going to send me all 5. બીજા 2-3 ને તો કાઢી મૂકે કે આ રવિ માટે ચાલી જશે.
જે રીતે તમે એવું કહો છો કે આપણે સંસ્કારી છોકરી જોઈએ, જે રીતે એની જેમ જ આપણે 100% અમેરિકા બી જોઈએ, અમેરિકા કલ્ચર.
Choices are unlimited.
When too many people like us are telling you that Raja, this thing works, at least you need to close your eyes one day for 24 hours and think all these people are telling you and think that there could be some truth to it. Yeah, the world cannot be wrong, Raja.
તમને બધાને જોઈને મને એટલો આનંદ થાય છે કે જેની કોઈ હદ નથી ને એના માટે મારી પાસે શબ્દો નથી. બસ છેલ્લે બધા ગરબા જોયા તો મારું બાળપણ યાદ આવી ગયું. વસંતની તો વાત જ હું શું કરું, 35 વર્ષથી જોડે રહું છું. અમને જે ગુણ સંસ્કાર અમારા બા દાદાએ આપ્યા છે અને એ બદલ હું બા દાદાનો ઘણો જ અને એમને નમસ્તે કરું છું. એટલે સુધી કે ખબર નહીં અમારા દાદા બાના શું ગુણ રવિ ગીતામાં આવી ગયા કે એમને જાતે જ કહ્યું કે પપ્પા તમે આટલું કરો છો તો તમારી અમે ચાલુ રાખીએ.
I remember sitting there and I'm looking at Mom and Dad on stage and, you know, this charity that, and this whole event, which is put on just because of their own efforts. And, you know, it reminded me just how much I love our family and how much I love our culture.
Where we're from.
Yeah. You know, when I have kids, I kind of wanted them to have the same feeling, the same experience.
And grow up the way we did.
Yeah, and go on trips like these.
Yeah.
And that's when it all became clear to me that, maybe that is why I had broken up with Audrey, because, I wanted this.
મામાસી તમને કહો ગઈકાલે ડિસિઝન શું થયું લગ્નની વાતો કેન્સલ નહીં પ્રોગ્રેસ ઓ બહુ ઘણું પ્રોગ્રેસ
કે હું કહું ને મને કરેક્ટ કરજો ખોટું બોલું
એ તો કરેક્ટ કરવાનું છે
રવિ એવું કીધું આપણે જે બાયોડેટા બધા છોકરીઓના આવે ને અમારી પાસે તો એને અમારે મોકલવાના એઓએ અર્જન્સીમાં અર્જન્ટ કયા છોકરી સાથે કોન્ટેક્ટ કરશે ઇધર ફોન કરશે ઈમેલ કરશે જે રીતે કરવું એ
So what happened? What changed your mind?
I guess I had this realization that whenever in my head I imagined who it was that I was going to marry, it was this Indian girl. Yet here I was, almost 30, and I hadn't found one yet. And I started doing the math. I mean, when we were in India, it's like looking around, there's Indians everywhere. Those guys have it easy. But I live in America, and here I am looking for an Indian girl who's Gujarati and Patel, more
And
specifically.
single.
And female, by the way. And all these other normal things that people look for, cute, smart, funny.
And she has to love you.
She has to love me. I have to love her. We have to find each other. I mean, there's a lot of odds stacked against me.
Right.
And then here Dad was saying, trust me, this is going to work. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm being closed-minded.
Right.
This system has worked for so many people that are like me.
Hey, your time limit. 1 year, you got period done. Hey, આપણે લગ્નમાં મેન્યુ શું કરવું છે નક્કી
રવિ મામા ગાળા થઈ ગયા છો
રવિ મામા આવા છે
Oh, punk.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight.
XM154 back in the studio. People aren't normally invited back so quickly, but I love him. I do. Ravi Patel, welcome back.
I have missed you so.
You're first generation.
I'm first generation. No, it's a generally strict culture, specifically the kind of Indian I am, which is Gujarati. I'd say about 50% of the Indians that you meet in America are Gujarati. Patels. Patels are very
I
common.
know a lot of Patels.
Yeah, Patel's very common. Like my name, Ravi Patel, is like John Smith.
Right.
Patels are hardcore. And there's so many of you.
You're useless vegetarians, you're physically small humans.
The first word that came to mind was cheap.
Patels own motels or own hotels or, 7-Elevens or...
If I pay to stay somewhere, it's purely as a result of me not making enough phone calls.
It's really like Gujarati people in America are often the working class in India that came over.
I came to America actually in December 67.
To rest. Gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the Styrian sky.
When our children came to a marriage age, there was a need for some kind of matchmaking girl to a boy.
This book gives the names and addresses of all the 24 villages.
And these are all Patels.
Right.
Oh yeah, all Patels. All Patels. Problem is all the Patels who came, they are spread all over 50 states in America. How do you still follow the same system that was workable back home in the small area, but not workable here because of the geographic, the distance. So what happened?
What happened is they invented the biodata. The biodata is a sheet of paper, like a resume, that the parents pass around to help them make an informed decision when they're making matches.
Nobody writes their own biodata. It's done by committee, and it's a very rosy picture of yourself that really isn't you.
I never gave my mom an actual physical biodata. I refused. I was like, I'm not gonna resume myself out on a piece of paper. And she's like, give me a resume. And so I sent her my work resume.
I've never seen mine. Because I just don't want to know.
I go to a wedding and I run into this lady. She's like, oh my God, come sit down next to me. You're so wonderful. And gosh, had your dad sent a better picture of you, you could have been my daughter-in-law. And I'm like,
Here's what's on my biodata. Date of birth, height, weight, occupation, education, hobbies. And then there's stuff I have no interest in, like parents' location and work history, sibling location and work history, horoscope, caste, skin complexion. There's Swedish brown. I think I've seen almond brown.
it's like the lighter you are, the more attractive you are.
They talk about the homely, weedish complexion girl. I mean, it's a running joke. Well, one, the word homely is used wrong.
Hey, Hasmukh, what's up? Listen, got your daughter's biodata. Oh, great job. I mean, PhD, really? Okay, see, here's the thing. Raj is more of a wheatish brown. He's just had a good life, and we've kept him out of the sun on purpose. So good to talk to you, and good luck with that dark daughter of yours. Congrats again on the PhD, great job. So after I gave mom and dad my biodata, they could officially release it into the marketplace. Within weeks, my biodata was in the hands of uncles, aunts, family friends, and complete strangers. Now, while my biodata was circulating out there in the marketplace, mom and dad were simultaneously receiving other people's biodatas. Then what they do is filter them based on what type of women they think would be a good fit for me.
Looks good, so I'm going to forward this to Ravi, okay?
And by the end of January, I got my first batch of biodatas. Dad sent me 20 biodatas. It's basically 20 pictures and resumes of matrimonial candidates, which is totally normal, right? This is the one I like the most. She's 28. She's 5'4", 124 pounds.
Is she getting one of these of you?
I would imagine, yeah.
And can she also veto or give a thumbs
These
up?
are her preferences. Oh, they have a preferences section at the bottom.
Ooh.
Hindu Gujarati speaking, must have moderate family and religious values. Preferences, academic or professional career. I don't know how I got this. Now, phone call phase is it's straight up cold calling. Hey, my name is Ravi. My mother, Champa, gave me your biodata, which was given to her by Kokila Ben, who was given to her by Mahendra Bhai, who happens to be your uncle, I think. I'm nervous.
I love that I get to watch this.
This is so weird. I mean, wait, so when I'm talking to you during the date, at some point I'm going to talk to you, right?
No. Why would you talk to me during the date?
You're not there the whole time?
Yeah. What, Ravi?
That's how this is done. I'm supposed to pretend like you're not there.
You're just having a date. I'm just filming.
That's not just anything. That's weird. That's just weird. That doesn't look bad. It's a contemporary bistro.
Where did you come from, baby?
I'm a little nervous. This is like really weird.
I'm nervous too, okay? You're not the only one.
Do you want a drink, by the way?
Are you gonna get one?
Yeah. Like, I've played a doctor like 30 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah, no. It's the next best thing for my parents.
I have a lot of Asian friends.
Okay.
So we'll go like dinner, karaoke. It's so much
Wait, hold on,
fun.
time out. Why do you have so many Asian friends?
Well, I started off as a computer science major. I love chocolate. What girl doesn't?
I'm a big chocolate fan.
You like chocolate too?
My parents love talking about blood pressure. Forever. They've always been talking. BP, what's your BP? Yeah.
So what did you think of her?
I think she's really cool. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. What'd you think? You were there. What'd you think? I guess that's the upside. Afterwards, I could be like, so what'd you think? What should we call her back? I don't know, Geeta. What do you think? I don't know if she's for us. So there's just one time we were on this family trip, driving through Tennessee in the station wagon. We had to stop somewhere from the night. Of course, we're Patels, we're cheap. we always stayed in motels. Then we get to the motel. Of course, it's owned by a Patel.
That was every trip.
Dad looks back at me with this grin because he knows he's hit the jackpot. Somehow, this is going to save us money. Goes in, he goes, hey, we need a room for the night. The guy looks up, Patel. Patel. Next thing I know, we're having dinner with them. I remember I'm like laying on the carpet, like, changing channels on the TV like it's my place. Dad is talking to this uncle who we just met.
And it's like they've known each other forever.
Mom's in the kitchen, cooking, making samosas.
It's like a family reunion.
It was almost as if we had made the trip just to see them. And of course, the next day we leave, and I don't know that we ever talked to them again.
I don't think we did.
That's what I love about being Patel. They don't keep score, they don't count favors. You are unconditionally a part of the biggest family in the world.
Hey, Dad. I'm good. Hey, so listen, there's a lot of girls from other parts of the country. There's a lot of girls from Toronto.
Call them up, set up a time, and go over there.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, well, I'm supposed to like.
Don't worry about the cost of flight. We will take care of the airline cost. We'll book your ticket. All you have to do is just show up there.
How is it going?
My world tour, dating, pretty good.
Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago. You got some good news for me?
I wish.
No, so I'm having dinner with Priya. She said, Phil, you know my friend Chico from Detroit.
Oh, because you're Facebooking them as you go.
Yeah, I like to do a pre-Facebook.
Wait, her mom told you that she said I was short?
Yeah. You gotta one more chance to really get to know and she'll open up and be herself. In order for me to go on a second date with this girl, I have to buy another flight.
I think it's kind of romantic, you just...
I feel like I have to like her $500 much. Right now, I like this girl like $200 much, so that's like a one-way flight. You know what? You need to get back to this girl.
I called her for half an hour, then I emailed her, and then she didn't email me back. And then the other girl...
If there is no interest, then they can show to somebody else. She told her dad that she really likes you, so let me know what you want to do.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was...
Would have been more impressive if you met the woman of your dreams.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't come out of that trip feeling like, oh, I just met the one. But I came out of that trip feeling like, okay, I think I will. And by the way, I felt accomplished just having gone on 15 dates around the country. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, right, but for them, 15 was a huge number. I mean, Dad found Mom after 12 women.
Yeah, but he's clearly better at this than I am.
I've probably been on 1 to 200.
What?
Yeah. I've been doing this since I was 20.
And how many of those resulted in second dates?
None.
Well, we should be talking about you then. I mean, why are you failing?
So they were like trying to pressure me to like get an arranged marriage, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. They're like, well, let's put an ad in the paper, because that's what a lot of people do. Is they go there, they put an ad in the classified.
In the matrimonial section.
The classified is labeled matrimonial.
It's like seeking an alliance for our daughter.
It's like Victorian England.
The fact that the term alliance is used.
Alliance is the right word.
Alliance is the right word.
Yeah. Homely and comely. Whoever knows what that means.
Homely, comely, weedish complexion. From my perspective, that sounds incredibly racist or odd.
Yeah.
But like, right? It does, doesn't it?
They sell a lotion in India called Fair and Lovely. Yeah.
And people like
It's a skin bleaching lotion.
It's a skin bleaching lotion to try and get lighter.
And they have a male version now. It's called Fair and Handsome.
Oh,
Fair skin's a big deal. Like right now, if my mom saw me in the sun right now, she'd be like, okay, your marriage value is plummeting. Like, I gotta tell you, like, based on what I've gone through my parents so far, like, I hope it does work. I really do.
You really do? You hope it does?
Absolutely. Like, look, if the end is that I end up with a girl that I think is amazing and I want to be with.
I guess I'm just confused because you've been with somebody who you love and think is amazing and you do want to be with, and now you guys are broken up, which happens and is fine, but, like, that prospect is totally gone if this works out.
Hey. How are you?
How's your sister?
Sister's great.
She's in Charlotte right now, and it's awesome.
Okay.
I've
So
recently.
you mean that she's not there?
Yeah, I love when she leaves.
Yeah.
How has your life been not being Facebook friends with me?
It's been fine. Why?
Nothing. It was just a bit of an earth-shattering moment for me. I didn't know about it until like 2 weeks in. And then I realized, I don't even know how I figured it out. I'm sure I tried to go to your profile and I wasn't your friend.
That took you 2 weeks to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you dealt with your inability to commit?
What? Did you... Have I dealt with my inability to commit?
Yeah, totally. I'm just curious.
Huh. How do you deal with that kind of thing?
I don't know, because I don't have to problem.
I don't know how to deal with commitment issues. I mean, either have them or you don't, right? Or like you have them until you commit? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I still have them.
Alright, well, I'll be catching up with you as soon as I can.
How do we end this? Would it be... You just say bye? Well, when do we talk again? Do we have to like set a date, or do I have to wait another 6 weeks or something?
Not like talking every day.
Oh yeah, so I'm just calling you whenever. I'll call you like in a month or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's good talking to you, Audrey.
You as well. Good tones.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
What is the progress on the girl?
Well, I'm telling you, our odds are going to be much better if you find girls that are in America, American born, and also, tend to have a mixture of friends culturally. Because that to me is the ultimate indicator.
The problem is here, in America, we as a parents have a hard time finding them.
Okay.
That is where your internet testing, you will be more successful in pursuing the goal you just identified.
Okay, you're probably right about that. Yeah.
You should be listing yourself on several Indian matrimonial websites, first of all. Sadi.com, and there are 3-4 popular ones. If you do that, you will find tons of girls the kind you are talking about.
She looks like she might be cute. This one?
$17.99 a month.
And then I gotta pay for every date I go on, obviously.
Yeah, you gotta pay for the dates. Well, you don't have to. You can split the dates. Dutch on the first date.
No.
Unless you like them, then
Do you do that?
If you like
Have
them,
you ever gone Dutch on a date? I am a man seeking a woman. Alright, we best describe your body type.
Go athletic and toned.
I am athletic and
No,
toned,
you're
right?
not. You have a few extra pounds. Graduate student in neurobiology. Science geek.
Yeah, I'm going after her. She's awesome.
This girl's awesome. Strategically placed tattoo. Yeah, that's so hot.
She's great. She's great. Alright, so I'll give her like 8. Okay.
What's the girl's name?
Nita.
Hi.
Oh, are you Hina?
Hema.
Hema. Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Ravi.
Hi.
I'm gonna have to come up with more constraints. This says 566 matches. Are you a wedding planner?
Yes, I am.
Her name is Seema. But Mom, she didn't even email me back. I can't reply to myself. The good news is if match doesn't work, you get your money back in like 6 months. So it's more like a savings account. Look at that. That's a
Really
fun.
This is a fun girl.
Are we supposed to get like a knife or something?
No, you just dig in like Indian style.
Hey, Seema, I'm Ravi.
Yeah, not so good there.
Don't do anything sneaky with the camera. Okay, I'm dead serious. This girl's gonna be cute. Nope.
Oh.
You might want to consider bringing a book to one of these one day.
See ya.
I don't know, there is something cool about showing up and feeling like you already know so much about the other person. Like, we all have kind of like the exact same upbringing.
You don't have to explain anything.
Right. Like, especially with this dating stuff, like
if mom calls you 100 times during the date, it's not weird. You don't seem.
no, I mean, we talk about
like
that stuff. No. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like a support group or something.
Do you have to have your hair be so wet and
Well, it's supposed to dry.
yellow-ish?
No, it'll dry on the way. I have a system. All right.
How'd it go? Rav,
Huh?
how'd it go?
I think she just wants to be friends.
How do you know that?
Well, see, I don't even know dating that well. I haven't done it that much, okay? I really haven't. Like, I don't date, right? I went through this, like, 4-year period. I decided, I mean, I even would tell my friends about this, that I decided that I wanted to date an Indian girl. And that the only way I could do that is if I literally cut myself off of everything else, that I was starving so bad for a woman. And knowing that that was the only, that I would go after it that much harder. And it didn't work.
When was this?
Right before Audrey. I thought it would help me get closer to finding an Indian.
I did the same thing.
You did the same thing.
Even though I was born here and considered American, it wasn't like I ever really considered myself American.
I've never seen my parents kiss. Like, intimacy wasn't something. Did you guys have that?
I saw my dad kiss my mom on the cheek one time, and I was like, oh.
You know, they'd put me to sleep. We'd rattle off all the different Hindu god names. At the end, they'd say, okay, study hard, no boys, no blacks, no Muslims, good night.
My grandmother is probably the most racist human being I've ever met. But she's like the most lovable human being. They just look in a tunnel and they can't kind of see outside of that.
I wasn't allowed to date. Girls weren't allowed to call the house.
When I got to college, there was a ton of Indian people, right? Most of the girls, I called them snapback girls. Those are the ones that I always went after.
I didn't date anyone till...
They were never allowed to date in high school, right? Or their whole lives. So when they got to college, the freedom, oh my God, and I was in a fraternity.
I don't know how to really talk to men in order to let them know that I would be interested in them, or how to like play the game and like, you know, have them hunt me or whatever they're supposed to do.
So are we going to cheers? Why we didn't do the cheers?
Yeah, Mom, come sit. Let's do cheers.
Yeah, let's do cheers.
I love that we're celebrating your anniversary in sweatpants. Okay, cheers.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
To us. My kids have the lovely cake.
I go upstairs, sitting in a chair or stool or something. Probably a little intimidated because guys from America.
Right away, I'm like, oh, he's short and he's little chubby.
I was the one who asked the question. And she never asked me any question, which was a big setup because she never opened the mouth there, but she never shut up after the marriage.
But let me tell you, when I talked to him, we only talked maybe 10 minutes. And
even
he
then.
made me laugh like crazy.
One of the question was, and this is true, how far have you traveled? She said, I traveled all the way to Pavagadh. Now Pavagadh is only 30 miles away.
So she thought that was far?
That, to her, that was a big accomplishment, I guess.
Was that true?
I mean, you know, how can I disappoint her in life when she's happy with 30 miles travel? But you know what bottom line is, Ravi? I still believe when you are ready, you will find a girl. Just like a guru, they said in what Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita says, when you are ready for a guru, you don't have to look for a guru. Guru will come to you.
I know that at the end of all these failed dates, you guys just see failure. But what I see is that it's helped me figure out what I want. I see progress. I see that, oh, I figured out that, you know what?
Progress man, So you will be 60 and you will be still saying this.
I'm still learning.
You will be still saying this.
Ravi.
Oh, I'm still in progress.
Hey, oh my God, my social security check came. But you know what? I'm learning. I'm learning. Now I know what kind of girl I want.
Oh, I got a ticket.
God.
Oh God. Okay. We have to do it this way.
So.
You ready?
Okay, ready? Okay. Hey, can I talk to you for a sec?
Not really.
So what do you think? You notice anything different? Hair color. I'm trying to age myself up.
You're anticipating a little bit.
I am?
A little bit.
Okay. Ready?
Can I fix your knot?
Yeah, please.
Okay. No, after this. I'm gonna here.
What are you doing?
I'm taking it off.
You're taking it off?
I'm taking it right off.
Did I tell you Audrey made me a good luck cake?
Come on. This is like the unhealthiest relationship.
It's the unhealthiest non-relationship.
And then I came home and she was there.
I came to your house and she was there.
Why did you not tell me that you guys were hanging out?
Well, I wasn't trying to, hide it from you. I mean, I was trying to hide it from you, but it just wasn't a big deal. I mean, we ran into each other one day, but next thing you know, we were, laughing about how miserable dating can be. And it was good to just be friends.
But there are rules. Like when you break up, there are rules that you have to follow that
Yeah, but we
are
spent
how the
time
breakup
apart. I mean,
goes.
we were both dating other people, so it's not like we weren't. It's not like we were trying to get back together or anything.
You
We
guys
just
were
hanging out.
barely dating other people. That hadn't been that
We
long.
were best friends.
I got this girl here in Boston, and when we are going to the wedding there is a girl named Seema, that I really want him to meet her.
Did you tell him already?
No, I'm going to call him and let him know, but I just wanted to let you know. But I think since we're going to be there anyway, it would be nice to meet with her.
I remember Mom calls me up and she goes, Raja, big wedding season. Raja, hit the girls.
Beginning of wedding season.
Ravi, I talked to the girl's dad. You mean you talk, but if you don't like, let her go.
Yeah.
But how are we going to set it up? Let's talk about it. It's not going to happen automatically.
Yeah.
No. Do not do that. That's where you guys go too far.
Okay, no.
I'm telling you I'm going to take care of it. I don't want you guys jumping and getting all these other people involved. That's when it becomes embarrassing.
We are not going to do anything you don't want us to do. Okay? It's given.
Okay, then just relax then. We're done.
When you talk to her, she may not know why you are talking to her. Don't be shy and talk to her, man.
We'll support you, baby. Don't worry. We'll support you. Whatever the decision
I'm telling you, you guys are treating me like I'm socially retarded. I'm
you are
very
not.
good socially.
Ravi, you're socially good except when it comes to marriage.
Marriage, right?
Don't just look at her and say, oh, I don't like her.
I don't do that. You guys think I do that, but you're so desperate for me to like someone that you don't trust when I make my own choices and I give everyone
No,
a fair
but
chance.
To like somebody, you got to get to know somebody. Why do you love mom and dad? Because you've been with them for all these years.
Yeah, to true है.
So if you to
Moment
create
ma, I don't like you guys. I'm awkward.
Take a little interest.
Okay.
And you know what will happen? If nothing, let's say you do not like, you may say, my friend might be right for. Introduce to a friend.
This is the most unnecessary pep speech I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Gita, are we done, beta?
Did you talk to the girl?
Yeah, I did. I don't like her. I don't like her.
How do you know?
What do you mean, how do you know? You just know. I don't like her. You put your camera away.
Is that mom?
I told mom and dad, I'm like, hey, she's great. Like, she's clearly a great person, but I'm not really into her. You know, in that way. By no fault of her own. I'm just, you know, and they're like, well, just talk to her. And I'm like, okay, but, I mean, I'll talk to her, but, like, it's just weird. Like, I'm supposed to call her now on Friday, and it's just like, ugh. I'm so afraid of hurting other people's feelings. Like, I feel really bad. Like, she's like a great girl, and I don't want her to think that I'm rejecting her, because that's not really what it is.
You guys have it harder because you have to actually approach the women, or, you know, culturally that's...
Yeah, it's easy for women. Women just have to be. You just have to be, and then, oh.
You know what? I realize it's not easy because I thought we just had to be, but I think that's why I'm single, because I didn't know this whole eye contact thing. Like, you have to actually...
What's the eye contact
allow
thing?
someone... Well, I never did eye contact growing up. Like, we have to give you guys a signal that, yeah, we're interested. Or like, yeah, I at least acknowledge that you exist. Like, if a girl's looking around, you have to look right at her, which is really scary.
What's the difference between that and staring? Because I know how to stare.
I'm excited because Ravi promised me 5 grandkids. You appear to be not promising, but sort of leaning toward 3, which makes it a potential 8. Ravi gave me one 5-year time period, guaranteed almost. You are non-committal, but I assume same time period.
Thanks for the pressure.
No, I'll find something.
Hey, listen.
It's been easy sailing
Life
for now.
is a commitment. So you have to make some commitments.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Someone didn't come home last night.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
What? What?
Were you at Audrey's?
We didn't do nothing. We just fell asleep. She cooked me. We made dinner, and then we watched a movie and fell asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get back together with her?
Audrey and I met when we both worked in the same bar, and we had been friends for a few years, but all of a sudden we started hanging out a lot. And then one night she came over to watch a movie, and that was when things, started to get a little weird. As the movie went on, we'd slowly kind of cuddle a little bit, but in very non-committal cuddling. So our I think our feet started getting closer together. And then next thing you know, our legs, I was so nervous that I was like, I remember I was stuttering a lot. Oh, do you think we should, we should talk, this is weird, right? And she was looking at me, and then she just goes, And of course, to me, the bury the head in the pillow was like a bad sign because that's the only way I'm willing to interpret any situation with a girl. Right. Is like rejection. She was really nervous too. And I was like, well, should we like start dating or something? Or and she was like, yeah, I guess. And then I walked her to her car and I'm saying bye. And like, this is the first time it's been this kind of a bye. I was like, well, should we kiss? She goes, yeah, I guess. And then we go in and it's like a kiss and it is the worst kiss in the history of kisses. Like, it was disgusting. You know, because it was so forced and uncomfortable and we were friends. Any man would have handled that better than me, I think. And so there was a lot of just self-loathing, and at the same time, I don't remember ever feeling that level of exhilaration in terms of happiness and just excitement that this was happening.
Even though you had a bad kiss too.
But the second one was incredible.
My sister has her son living with her, and she has 3 kids, grandkids, and I don't know how to tell you. It's very rewarding, peaceful. I tell you, they are just simply, I call them, they are happy, happy, happy family, you know. But what can I say? America is different. And that's the only thing I regret about myself, that I wish I didn't come that early, because my kids would have been maybe somewhat different and I could have had a similar life what my family has. Family-wise, staying together and all that.
Do they ever make you feel like you're different, mamas and?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Because they came later on in the life, so their beliefs are different. When I came to United States, there were not Indians. So, you know, we had to compromise the life, and we did. And when you compromise, you pay the price for it, you know? And that is the price we are paying for it right now, I think.
We're happy though.
We are happy.
We're gonna be happy, and we're gonna be just as happy as them.
We are happy. We are different, but we are happy, yeah.
Hi, Dikra.
Hey, Ma.
I have about it. If there is a serious interest, then I would be glad to send
Yeah,
it.
there's serious interest. Send it to me.
Okay. Okay, એક છોકરી ઇન્ડિયાથી આવી છે, પણ બહુ જ બધું સરસ છે, પણ આઈ થિંક સ્લાઇટ મને જરાક બોડી લાગી. બાકી છોકરી માસ્ટર ઇન એન્જિનિયરિંગ અને સી ફ્લુઅન્ટ ઇંગ્લિશ બધું ફાઇન છે. બોલ, તારી ઈચ્છા હોય તો એ મોકલી આલું. ઇન્ડિયાની છે. બહુ સરસ છોકરી.
Mom, do you guys remember the conversation we had about
Okay.
you guys sending me girls that are American?
Okay.
She's from India, she's overweight, and she's an engineer.
Yeah.
That's not the best pitch.
Here we go again, Duke.
If the biodata thing doesn't work, if the internet dating doesn't work, if you're still not able to meet her at a wedding or, say, a motel owners expo, there's still one last shot at meeting the perfect Patel girl. The Patel Convention.
People get together for 2 or 3 days, and purpose was to bring their boy and a girl children together. Then they have programs and dance and speeches and all that, basically to see if you can find, just like a business expo.
We have a sheet, and you're going to go to people of the opposite sex, and you're going to go talk, introduce yourself, and go see if they can fill out a box.
There's already one marriage out of it. Somebody that met last year is already married, and there's another couple that's almost there.
1:30 to 5 icebreakers. 3.5 hours of icebreakers. I can't think of a more efficient way to meet women, though.
I rarely meet any girls I like talking to.
I'm getting in the practice of like pursuing women, which unfortunately I'm almost 30 years old, and I really genuinely feel like I'm bad at it.
Well, I feel like, well, you're Indian. You're not going to be good, probably.
So, girl has Georgia, and a boy hits Atlanta, you guys match up, okay?
I hope you guys know your states and capitals.
I don't like how I look. My hair, I look ridiculous. Either this is fine, right? It is, right? Doesn't anyone tell me how stupid I look? Did you see any guys down there you like it?
No.
A bunch of Indians in business casual. Probably just thought it was like an engineering conference.
They've got to think it's absolutely fascinating. I'm sure you're all just in there making faces.
Yeah, they're white. They don't get it. We have to kind of do one of these.
Yeah, they don't get it.
It's like required.
Why they don't get it.
Hey, I'm Ravi. Yeah. Hey, I'm Ravi. Hey, I'm Ravi. Hey, I'm Ravi. Hey, I'm Ravi. Hey, I'm Ravi.
I try to stay away from Canada as much as possible.
My mom and dad keep on calling me over and over again. This is exhausting, isn't it?
This is make animal sounds.
Is that what you do? You just find other people making your noise? Yeah. Meow. Meow. Hey, I'm Ravi. Nice to meet you.
Are you good at this?
No.
Hey, I'm Ravi. Oh, wait, we already met. Nice to meet you, too. This is fun. It's weird and fun at the same time. Yeah, I think we should do this all the time. This is great. Wait, what's next?
એ તો ખાલી અમે જોવા ગયા. We went and saw her, and she is good. Everything is very good. But I know that Ravi is not going to like her. Because she's not, not like top notch looking. Don't tell him. I'm just telling you. So what's up with you, beta? તો પેલી તેજલના છોકરાની સ્ટોરી શું છે? મને tell me the true story, okay?
I mean, I emailed him, and he didn't email me back. It's that simple.
You need to be aggressive little with each and every boy. All the boys are very lazy. Look at our own son, beta. He took 2 weeks and he didn't even open the email. Please help us out. Seriously. It's just, I hope that you never go through what we are going through. But it's okay.
What are you going through?
It's hard on us, beta. When our kids doesn't even care to get married.
Mom, but that's not true.
Just help us out. Help us out. That's all we are asking.
Ravi, this is my first problem. Our friendship isn't based in friendship anymore. I wish it were. Our friendship is based, at least on my part, in my hope that we will work out. I will be honest with you. I don't have an interest in just being your friend. I have an interest in being your partner. I have an interest in making sure you're happy and healthy and moving forward in your life. But I have an interest in doing that by your side. I'm not trying to be dramatic or emotional, just practical. I wish more than anything that we could be just friends. But I think at this point, it's impossible. I need to remove you from my life. It's too difficult for me to move forward if you are around. I'll always be grateful for the friendship and love we were able to have.
Oh, man.
I don't know how I could handle, not being friends with her. That's the toughest part for me. I know it's immature on my part, but, I think I could... I really think I could not be with her and be okay. You know?
Did you love her?
I think so. I don't have anything else to... But, yeah, I mean,
what's love?
I don't know what love is. That's why, I don't know. I know that, I know that I care a lot about her. She cares a lot about me. And we know each other inside out. And, she makes me a better person in so many ways. That weekend, we went and visited a bunch of family in Iowa, and they're all, vintage Patels. They all live under the same roof as their parents with their kids.
Yeah.
In fact, our cousins represent what mom and dad wanted us to be.
That's my favorite.
For both of you, it's time to get married.
Right is a marriage karwa jo hai.
It's said in the scriptures that you should marry early so your mind is fixated on a certain individual before it starts fluttering away.
I was looking around, and our extended family represents a version of life that I always thought I would have. For the first time, I was starting to doubt whether or not that's what I'd end up with. But then I was also scared of, in the pursuit of all these things, ending up alone.
I think first thing we should talk about is how much do you respect this process? That parents or whoever can scream and can do it.
I have a ton of respect for the process. In fact,
Are you giving that respect when we say, meet this girl?
No, because
if you don't meet.
Look.
But if that respect is not understood by the children, and children casually throw, oh, I don't like this, I don't click. That is when I tell mom, I say, you know what? Forget it. We are not going to do this. Because they think we found this online somewhere at random, that we don't know anything about this. And we throw them because we want to get them married in Hawaii. And we don't care who they get married with.
I really believe, Raja, you are not being fair to yourself. You are not giving yourself enough chance. You are not giving your life a fair chance. It is a mindset.
We don't have the same mindset you do, and honestly, I don't even have the same
That
mindset.
is why, Gita, you are not married, and I'm telling you the reasoning. If you are ready to know that why Gita is not married, why other people are getting married, then I'm going to tell you the differences better. That other girls are mindset to get married. They don't want to just reject right away. They want to get to know people. They meet second time, talk to them on the phone. They just don't go on and rejecting person. Not this. My point is, not getting married and staying single is the biggest loser you can be.
I said yes to him. But when I did say yes, I didn't say yes. I said yes, I guess. When he asked
Yeah,
me,
I guess you said. You didn't
he's
say
like,
yes.
will you marry me? And
And
I'm
he said,
like,
I'm going to throw up.
'Cause
And
I
then they
was so-
said, yeah, I guess.
But I did marry him twice.
Yeah,
One's
we met.
Catholic wedding and one's Sikh wedding.
Yeah, we did two
So-
weddings.
So that was the beginning of our compromise. Like, I'd walk down the aisle wearing a white dress to Here Comes the Bride, literally laughing because I thought it was so absurd.
I came down a street on a horse wearing a turban, carrying a sword.
Pete's Catholic, so we said that our kids will be baptized.
And I negotiated the communion, but I couldn't get confirmation.
Confirmation.
She said that was brainwashing at CCD.
I don't know if I said brainwash.
You said brainwashing.
Oh, okay.
You really did. And quite honestly, I still am hoping that we can open that conversation now
Okay,
and
but I
continue
just
the
honestly,
negotiation
I
down the
don't
road.
know much about Catholicism.
I got
to
you
say.
Catholicism for
I got
Dummies.
it. I know. I haven't finished reading my Catholicism for Dummies. We don't thank Jesus. We thank
We thank God.
Because Jesus
Because we
isn't
both share
God,
God.
really. I mean,
You have Guru Nanak, I have Jesus.
Yeah, but see, they're gurus. Both Jesus and Guru Nanak, they're both gurus. They're not gods.
Dude, you
right?
can't call Jesus a guru.
I think he's
not a guru. He's not a guru.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be ours. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Pick the Yuletide
Isn't this a
geese.
cute picture now?
Ma, look how pretty.
American.
Gita, look how pretty, Mom.
From now on, our troubles will be miles away.
That's why you are my most favorite son.
Here we are as in olden days.
Have you guys ever considered getting a clothesline?
Why do you think we can afford $1 million house? Because we don't waste money. No lie.
I love this picture. This is like the closest an Indian picture ever gets to kissing.
This should be considered obscene by some people. Gita, hey, this is Gita. Gita, this is Gita.
I waited until you left for the gym because I knew we could not do this on camera, and I didn't want to run the risk of you being around. So Mom and Dad were both in the kitchen. Mom was cooking, Dad was reading at a table, and I just sat down and I said, hey, I need to tell you guys something. And I don't know any other way to say this, but before we went to India, I had been dating this girl for 2 years. And I never told you about her, and I'm sorry about that, but we broke up just before the trip. Then Dad looks up and asks, well, wait, so all this biodata stuff, this was a lie? I told him, no, we broke up, but every time I went on a date, I think I was comparing them to Audrey. Mom was just staring at the floor. And then she goes, well, do you still love her? And I just said, I don't know. And then that's when you came home.
Dad,
Oh, madam.
how's your trip going? Turn around.
Trip is going terrific.
Sound
We are having great time, Gita. Very good time.
Mom, how's your trip going?
No comment.
The way I look at the way you're handling this right now is, I consider the way you're handling this, like, put that camera down right now. I'm completely okay with you guys disapproving of everything. I'm okay with it.
I want to go on a record and
there's
tell
a
you,
mature
Ravi,
way.
don't use the word you guys. I resent that.
No.
No, listen, let me make it clear.
Okay, but
I'm not saying it to be making you feel good or what. From the bottom of the heart, my happiness is your happiness.
I don't give up that easily, my culture, Vasant. You are ready to give up. I am not giving up my culture.
It's not like you're losing the culture, Ma. The culture has to adapt to the times. And always, every culture, every generation changes the way culture is.
It changed. Am I giving up nothing?
Oh, we are giving up. You're not coming out, and I am coming out, Vasant. I am not giving my culture that easily.
I know, Mom. And you know how great a person she is. She is emotionally just taken away, and she is very emotional, and she come around. I really trust both of you guys for the decisions. I may disagree, I may do different things. Who are we that we always know what is right, you know? We don't know always what is right.
After I told them about Audrey, they were in shock. You know, Dad was coping with it, we were communicating, but with Mom, it got really bad.
She barely spoke with you during that time.
Her and I couldn't seem to communicate. I don't think it was coincidental. I mean, we just started fighting about everything, like little things. And I was home one day and I just kind of sat her down and I was like, what is this? What's happening? And I was like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like I can't make you happy with anything I do. And I was just like, I just don't feel like I'm your son anymore. She says, you know, it's not that you might not marry an Indian girl. It's that you lied to me for so long, that you could do that. And I just said I was sorry and that I won't lie to you again.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
I used to think that the way I was feeling and my struggle was because of them. And then one day they came to visit me and I started crying. I was just like, you know, I don't even date any guys. I don't do anything. You know, I feel so, like my hands are tied. I said, I feel like I have to marry an Indian. Dad stopped me and he said, I want you to know that no matter what you do, we love you and we'll accept it. And he said, nothing matters more to me than you being happy. I thought that I would feel different. I thought that I would feel like the weight had been lifted. And when I drove home, the weight was still there. And I realized that it wasn't them, it was me. I was scared that if I married a white guy, even if it was okay with them, that somehow I'd be letting myself down.
Fried onion it's ready to go to make chicken and make any other food.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Don't give me too much food, Mom.
Okay. You want one, Raja? You want chole?
Mom, you're like a traveling, you're like a food truck.
Like World Hunger Program.
Ravi, you have about 10 minutes.
You want
to go to
tuero?
eat. You know that.
10 minutes, okay.
Yeah. You want tuero?
Yeah.
Tuero? Okay.
We have to leave in
Chalo,
10
please.
minutes.
And a
Okay.
samosa, right? Gita, you want samosas?
No, I'm okay right now.
You're okay. So I'm giving you samosa then. But give her some, okay? Because I know she will like it.
Ravi, this whole year, you met different girls from all over. And I really want to know, what have you learned?
You know, when we were doing this, you know, it was very much about, you know, finding that Patel girl. But I honestly, like, I don't, after doing all this, the one thing I feel like I've learned is that I don't need that. You know, I mean, I still want that, but I don't need.
What do you mean?
No, like, I don't need her to be like
Indian.
Yeah, I don't need her to be Indian. Ma, what would you think? Ma, what would you think if I ended up with a girl who wasn't Indian, but she's Indian in every way that you want? She has a beautiful family, and she's a family-oriented person, and she loves me, and she loves you guys. She learns how to cook Indian food with you. You love hanging out with her. Then are you cool with it? Are you cool with her just not being Indian?
I would just love whoever you got in love with, beta. I would be just happy.
I would be happy.
The one you find.
Very good.
And I mean it too.
So, Ravi,
I just want you to get married now. Seriously.
bottom line is, go and get married. And go ahead and make the decision. Don't procrastinate. Because time is running by and I think you'll find the right one. I think now that you've learned so much, let me tell you one thing. With the girl you get married, you will never know her enough. Never know enough. Even after 35 years of marriage, it's still a discovering.
Yeah.
So if you think I want to know her enough, that's getting past. That is why you get married, and that's the fun of getting married, because you keep discovering.
Yeah.
You know, after 35 years, we tell each other, oh, you don't understand me. Now, after 35 years, I don't understand her. Are you going to know somebody in 2 years?
I know, I tell him that. What do you
and
say,
I know
Mom?
what, Ravi, after 35
He
years...
goes, I do, I tell him that.
Yeah, and then Ravi, after 35 years, she's still trying to change me. And I keep telling her.
And you too? Let's not have one way here.
Okay. So,
thank you. Yeah, every day you should have done that, and you should be not doing this, and you should be doing this, and should be not doing this.
And how do you handle those?
And I'm like, go to sleep.
That's right.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary.
Let me catch you up to speed. In December, I broke up with Audrey.
It needs therapy.
I then went to India, then back to America, then did some bio dating. Don't do anything sneaky with the camera. Internet dating, marriage conventions, and weddings.
Don't be shy and talk to her, man.
The next December, I told my parents the truth. In March, I started yet another dating system. The Ravi dates whoever makes him happy, kind of like a normal person system. I think part of the problem was I was carrying this picture around in my head of who I was going to marry, when really that's just not how it works. It was time to just allow the world to put that picture together for me. And it worked. I found the girl that I really, really liked. And for the first time, I could see what I really wanted. I liked her, and I had to beg her to like me back.
You really begged.
Well, it was the only option.
Like, you really begged.
Yeah, we get it. Okay.
You really begged.
Do you want me to say something?
L is for the way you look at me.
It was great. I was starting a relationship truthfully for the first time and just letting it be whatever it was gonna be. That said, Mom and Dad still didn't understand the concept of dating.
Then have kids, and I'm good to go.
And everybody live happily ever after.
Can love is all that I can give to you.
Okay, Gita, can you start the camera now, beta? And
It has a...
Yeah, turn that off, please. It just...
Yeah, Gita, there is no reason for it now, beta.
Oh my god.
How did it go? Keith, how did your date go?
I'm not gonna talk about it. The camera on.
Yeah, just be yourself. What's the big deal? It's just a camera. How does it make you feel? Dad, tell me. How does it make you feel that Geeta just went on a date? Geeta, tell me. What is love?
Love is love, love is love, and no matter which way you slice it, we all want a piece of the pie, 'cause we all go hungry without it.
Everybody needs that love, the kind that you find and you can't get enough. Wanna keep that buzz, 'cause it is what it is, but it isn't what it was. Could go apart or close, it's a plus. Plus, gotta let it do what it does. Smooth to the move, shoes move, cut the rug. Gotta get what's coming to us. Fam is loyal, won't panic. When we connect, it's organic. Never upon is volcanic. There she blow, way to go. Rosetta Stone, love in any language, set in stone. Homes you can't vanquish, love lives longer than fear survives. Ideas never die, they multiply. Let's go.
Love is love, love is love, and no matter which way you slice it, we all want a piece of the pie, 'cause we all go hungry.
You get down to the rhythm mother funky soul to break ground when I show them that I'm in control. Live life, don't let it imitate art, or is art imitating life? Testing your heart, invest in your part and your stock will rise. Great margin, jargon, profit ties. Your art's in charge and shots will fly. Saluting, without y'all I wouldn't be near. I'm a fan first, stand firm, so sincere. Yeah, put your lighters in the air, live basis, bill for the ones who ain't here. Yeah, make it rain when it's sunny. I get money and respect, not respect cause of money. I am you are me, close eyes you can see. Love lives longer than fear survives. Ideas never die, they multiply. Let's go.
जो फूलों से उठाए तो कांटों में रुलाए